Peace family, and welcome to the channel. Are you familiar with my facial reconstructions? I started making them around 2017. They are actually inherent to the Imhotep project. From the beginning, I knew I was going to recreate the faces of pharaohs. It was just a matter of time and funds. In this video, you can see the evolution of these reconstructions since 2017. As you can see, many years have passed and my style has improved. During the last months, I have shared the faces of many pharaohs in my work. But I noticed something quite weird. I was convinced to recreate the faces of African rulers, and there was no doubt about their ethnicity. I was expecting to get some backlash from people claiming that they were not black and that they should look more like Arabs or Europeans, which is usually what happens. But the most intriguing comments were not even that. I noticed that a great number of people were saying that the pharaohs should look more Chinese. Yes, you are not dreaming. There were people telling me that the faces of the pharaohs looked like East or Southeast Asians, that they had small eyes. So, it intrigued me. And after double checking, I noticed that it was not that crazy after all. Many of these pharaohs' eyes looked a bit slanted like Asian people. For example, Senusret II's eyes looked quite slanted. But does it mean that he was Asian or had some East Asian ancestry? Well, we don't really know since his body has never been discovered. But I think I have an explanation for that. What can cause the slanted eyes in pharaohs? One thing that is very noticeable about pharaohs in general is that they wore makeup. Both men and women. But why did they wear it? Well, according to researchers and Kemet, makeup was thought to have a protective function against evil influences as well as infections or too bright sunlight. Kemet located in a tropical environment with a lot of sunlight, so it protected their eyes. But they also wore it simply because it looked great. And makeup is known to also sometimes create a slanted eyes effect. So, this can be one reason. But I have noticed that on that specific statue of Senusret II, he didn't seem to wear any makeup. So, maybe his eyes were naturally slanted? So is it normal, or did he have some East Asian ancestry too? The scientific word to define what people call Asian eyes is epicanthic fold, and in ancient times some people called it mongoloid fold. It's a skin fold of the upper eyelid that covers the inner corner, medial canthus, of the eye. However, variation occurs in the nature of this feature, and the possession of partial epicanthic folds or slight epicanthic folds is noted in the relevant literature. Various factors influence whether epicanthic folds form, including ancestry, age, and certain medical conditions. It is characterized by extra fat around the eyeball and is often connected to improved insulation for the eye and sinuses in cold climates. This adaptation is believed to protect against freezing winds and potentially prevent snow blindness. In Southeast Asian populations, its presence may be attributed to ancestry from individuals adapted to cold environments. But Africa is a tropical environment. Why do people would need it? Well, in fact, there is another reason, which is the protection for the eye from the high levels of ultraviolet light found in desert and semi-desert areas. It perfectly corresponds with the Nile Valley conditions. Contrary to common beliefs, epicanthic folds are common among Africans. Africans are the most genetically diverse people on the planet, and the genetic diversity of non-Africans is a subset of theirs. Here is a video of the American astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about it.
All evidence shows that life began in Africa, and later left Africa to go into Europe and cross Asia, the land bridge into North America and South America. But all began in Africa. You would expect the greatest genetic diversity of the human species to be expressed in Africa. That's what you'd expect, because it all began there.
So, based on that, the epicanthic fold may even had manifested first among Africans. In Africa, it's the most frequent among Khoisan and Nilotic populations, which is quite convenient for us since we are addressing its occurrence among pharaohs. In previous videos, we've already proved that pharaohs were Nubian in origin, and Nubians are Nilotic populations. So, this may explain that. But that's not all. The analysis of the Adama necropolis in Upper Kemet also confirmed that Khoisan-like populations lived in ancient Egypt since the pre-dynastic period. Thus, everything is actually united for that feature to appear among the pharaohs, adding another piece to confirm that pharaohs were true Africans. Well, I think that we don't have to look further. Some pharaohs may have had slanted eyes, due to their Nilotic and Khoisan ancestry. But contrary to what many thought in the comments, they didn't get it from some potential East Asian ancestors. To conclude, I will say that pharaohs didn't have Asian eyes, but Asians may have Africans' eyes. Did you already know that? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.